Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Victoria 3 as China, where things are going pretty well, I feel. We've got the very important laissez-faire law that has been passed. We're currently working free trade, which isn't necessarily really going to be a boost to our economy or something like that. A lot of people make the argument that, protectionism is the way to go, and then you make a bunch of money on your exports and stuff like that. Although I kind of find interacting with that mechanic, because you have to do it like good by good and flipping these tariffs, I find it kind of annoying. There's probably something else I could think of, or I don't know. It almost might be nice if we could see these trade routes, then from here decide what to do. I'm not sure. Maybe there's another way for a UI thing, or maybe people just operate in a different way than I do. But in any case, we'll do free trade. That'll be fine. That will cancel the opium ban, which is fine at this point. We could probably just go and lift it if we wanted to, but we'll leave it for us as long as we can. Yeah, still got corn laws here because it goes away when we cancel the free trade, which does have some side effects, but that's okay. And yeah, we've got a petition for it, so it's all going to come together. Money is positive, which is great to see. Of course, our own construction is not going very quickly right now because with the laissez-faire, most of it is going towards the private industry. There's free trade. So we get big trading things happening, and it is the end of the corn laws. The import tax on grain, known as the Corn Laws, has been abolished, signifying a political shift away from mercantilism and landowner power. So more laborers and peasants become loyalists, which should be a pretty big number. We weren't really importing grain anyway, so the fact that there was an import on it, it doesn't matter as far as, I don't think it made any difference. But yeah, we can't do anything other than leave it in the middle now. So that's okay, because that's usually what I do. So that's the thing. Free trade tends to work out pretty well for me because I'm kind of lazy with things in the first place. I think all our trade routes just amplified in volume, so our convoys are being absolutely hammered here. And that might be something we want to look into. I'm actually wondering about doing a big cancel on this stuff and reevaluate where we're at. Because again, the idea here is that hopefully the private industry is going to be filling in most of the gaps in things. Maybe I want to avoid too long of a queue, which I mean in general is good. But when when everything's being planned myself, I can queue a lot of things. But now I might want to really evaluate things in the context of, hey, what's the deal based on the private construction that's happening? Got a bit of a negative dip. I was hoping to actually just increase the construction sector, or rather maybe start dropping some taxes, which again should be really good for the economy. I could always pause our construction for a bit and, make a little bit of a profit. But let's take a look at the military goods, actually, because that's something that, I think, okay, other than the government administration, universities and construction sectors, I think other than these three, I think everything else can be built, especially with laissez-faire. I think so. I think they'll even build railroads and things like that, potentially. Because I think they'll even make the military stuff. But I think if we want to make sure we're in a good position, okay, well, we do have a surplus, not by a tremendous amount. Like 25% more than this, we'd have a slight deficit, but really barely anything. Okay. And these munitions are actually, I think, from one of our vassals, not ourselves. All right. We might just build some more universities. Again, I know we're over this, but we can I think we get a little bit more tech spread from the stuff that's over cap. And the idea is all these states, oh yeah, there's not as many. I'm going to make sure there's at least one university. I mean, these are so huge. These places, we're going to boost ourselves up to maybe 3 at those. And I'll do the same thing here. We'll sort of interweave it a little bit so that people can get hired at the first one and so on and so forth. Let's expand our universities, get those qualifications, presumably make more people intellectual, especially with our universities. Yeah, we got secular academia, which is academics, which are very likely to join the literati, which will potentially support education, which would be great, because we need to get some schooling going on here. What the heckin'? No one's into it. Do we need social law? Are we missing something? I don't think so. Members of the Agrarian Party, technological replacement. I mean, come on. Tech finds a way. I think we still generally want to support anything that's not scholar officials. So we'll do that. At the +2 in the rural folk, which does cancel out the old ways, actually, which is hurting our tech spread. That is actually fairly important. What do you want? You want an embargo against Great Britain. Can I even embargo with free trade? I mean, I guess you still can. How many people are in the Anti-British Association? Just these religious peeps. You know what? I'm going to say no. I'm going to disappoint them, but not that. Not much of a big deal. Beijing Citizens Convention. They want poor laws. I mean, that will go a long way in increasing our standard of living. Fruitful endorsements. More of that. Enact poor laws. Start at 42%. And that's the thing. The scholar officials oppose this, but we've got such a huge boost because they love free trade, laissez-faire, which we've passed. So they're happy about that. They love it because they're new leader. All right, we'll pass the poor laws and see how that goes. It's not the ideal, but we do have the movement, and you know, there's going to be rebellion and stuff that builds up because of it. Pro-country Prussia. I mean, I guess we'll let it run. I don't know. Maybe we'll improve relations or something. I don't think it's terribly important. Great Molasses Flood. 5-year food injury. Oof. All this is, actually, we don't have that many food industries. I do want to build more, but I guess we'll wait on that for now. Okay, wow, 67% now for the poor laws. That's pretty good. Still need paper, which is still a thing, but hopefully the industrialists are going to be like, you know what would make money? Paper mills right now. But if we need to build a few, we will. Form government. We can get the industrialists in here. Where do they support that would be nice to pass? See, they have some support for the school stuff. Okay. Let's do this. Confirm. Laws. And is there something blocking this? Oh, right now we're enacting poor laws. Shut up. I think now we can actually do it because there's a non-zero percentage, right? Like we can see that non-zero percentage. Good. If we can go straight to public schools, that would be the ideal. That would be fantastic because it gives equal access to education, which is important. The thing is, wealth education would be particularly poor, I think, in our nation because the percentage of people who count as wealthy is got to be really small, like smaller than normal, right? Like 2 million upper strata is irrelevant. It's less than, it's a 0.5%. Industrialists. The industrialists love me to infinity and beyond, so they can eat a -1. Migration doesn't really matter. Yeah, all right. Law enactment for our poor laws. Okay. The rural folk, yeah, this is fine. We can shift things towards the rural folk right now, because again, the industrialists still love me. They'll be happy if I pass one of their schooling laws, too, that they're apparently in favor of. Which is really good. That's going to make a big difference. Remember, we got it. First of all, we got to get out of the 20% to lose a debuff to our recognition, and we want to get above 40% to gain a ticking clock towards it. Plus, generally, it's going to make the country a lot better to get that going on. And if we get more education, then these schools will do more grassroots support. I mean, how much more support can we get? This is just one province worth of loyalists. Otherwise, it might be worth considering clicking the other button. But in this case, we'll do this. Oh, and the industrialists get more interest as well, which might be very relevant to what's about to go on. Running a slight deficit, or are we? It was -11. There we go. It alternates, I think, as it like just cycles through some of these constructions over here. But we've got positive money. We're not paying debt. The industry is growing. GDP should continue to cycle upwards. How's our research towards steel frame buildings? 7 years left. This is expensive. Not going to deny it, but I think it's good. There you go. We have poor laws. This can eat our excess bureaucracy. We're not going to level up anymore. But in theory, I think we'll help with this a bit. Now, welfare payments is a lot. The question is this actually going to contribute to an overall healthier economy? And it should, because it should generate more sales for more things, is the hope that we're going to get here. Big ask, but we're going to have to, just cross our fingers that it's going to work out. Well, mechanized workshops, quite interesting. Okay, let's consider checking a bunch of mode changes over here. I don't think, you would make more money. Increased fertilizer demand, perhaps. I mean, it sends it through the roof. Oh, this is what we want. We need all y'all on nitroglycerin, and we might have to go and fix that issue. Fishing more. Actually, you're not on fishing trawlers. Let's make sure that's there. You are on sawmills. I think this mode is fine. We can check the hardwood. Yeah, we don't need more. We don't need less. It's actually very well balanced there. That's good. Let's go through all of our urban stuff. You're good. Sewing machine is fine. It'll tank the price of silk, which is unfortunate. Although, oh no, we don't have another mode here to use up more. I'm going to do this as well. This is going to rebalance some things, but we'll deal with it. Oh, yeah, we're going to need more glass. We don't need it yet. Okay, we're going to go to this level, which will cause maybe a bit of a shortage in lead, but it'll prompt us for more things. How is the price of steel? Oh, am I not pinning steel? I really should be. Okay, it's baseline. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and swap over someone else. Northern Manchuria. Yeah, you think that would be profitable? Good. Let me go and help out with the... Well, first of all, if we can import some lead, and we cannot, unfortunately. I may have to scale back. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the glass works. Oh, yeah, they're really spread out. Let me get you back, a few of you anyway, to just the forest glass. We'll have the lead demand, but we'll get rid of the shortage. Okay, just -7. And I'm going to help out with government spending. I'm going to build 5 lead mines in southern Manchuria and make sure that you are on these modes. And then the demand will come back in a second from the glass. So basically our entire deficit right now is the welfare payments. That was a big ask for poor laws. That is so expensive. Should I delete it some more? Maybe. Looks like I'd always see if I can change the laws again. I mean, generally speaking, under welfare, the only one you want to run is old age pension. I did this. You know, we could. We've satisfied the demand for it. Everyone would still be okay. Let's immediately... Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, the schools. No, you know what? I'll do this anyway. And actually, if we do this, it'll clear up the bureaucracy so we can run the schools. But yeah, that is very expensive. Again, it is really good for the standard of living. Is it actually better for the economy overall? Look at this huge tick up. I'd rather get the schools first and free up the bureaucracy. Let's go straight to public schools. Okay, only 5% chance. We're going to try it, and we're going to have to hope that we get some good events. Right, yeah, we still have the welfare payments. Right. I mean, I guess if this fails, then maybe I'll go for the repeal. Although I guess the repeal's on a cooldown now that I cancel it that way, so... I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep... Actually, we're bouncing back. Well, we're not spending construction. That makes sense. Okay, we've got some lead again. There's some more lead shortage once more. Check the imports. No. Gold rush. Again, I don't think the migration does as much for us. Literati, leave the... you know what? I think I'm fine with being friendly with Japan. We might make some more decisions. You become employed. State religion. I don't want the state religion person. I'm gonna go with that. Untrade hands. Yeah, keep the children off of that. And... Armed forces -2. Yeah, we'll just increase the enactment time. That's fine. It's very unlikely this will pass, but we'll see. I don't suppose there's an agitator. I suspect not. Show only available? No. We do have... Who's this guy? What do you want? Elected bureaucrats. I mean, it might be fine. If it comes up, it comes up. We'll consider it. I guess all of our construction is going to the private stuff now. Yeah, we're still running a deficit currently. But... our economy should be growing with all the private expense over here. We might still want to help out with more lead mines. Interesting, the predicted earnings isn't changing. Boys and girls. two separate branches I don't really want. I'm going to slow it down, but it's going to upset a lot of people. I knew that it has no actual impact on game. As far as I can tell, it's just tweaking some of these enactment times. And slowing down the enactment's not really a big deal. Hell, it'll maybe give us more of a chance to have something happen that helps us out here. Yeah, if we could bring the trade unionists into government, then this would help pass this, but if only we had an agitator for it. But we might get lucky. Okay, paper's still expensive. By quite a lot, and there's nothing here. Yeah, we're gonna have to go and encourage some paper production. With our own government money. You can't cut back on anything else. Here, we'll tax luxury clothes. I don't really want to tax the poor too much more. Still would like more vertical line on the GDP, but we're definitely going up. This continues to build. And yeah, get these paper mills. They should be highly profitable and reduce some government expenses. And we can go into debt for a little bit, although I really don't want to get caught in the spiral of interest payments. I suspect this isn't going to go at all. Oh, we got a +10. Okay, now we've got some hope. Oh, don't give me that. Don't give me hope. Yeah, paper's still pricey. We're not wasting any tax. We're not collecting all of it. But again, that's, I think, the wrong thing to chase here as China. We might want a little bit more tools. Oh, speaking of tools, is it possible to flip more of you over to steel? In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and just go and push you all to steel tools now. Price of steel is still relatively reasonable. Tools has gone down. Overall, this should be good. Oh my... Wait, what? How did we... Did we burn through all the levels? Did we get some sort of weird event that just, like, insta-succeeded? Oh my god. That's insane. Okay. Well, I do kind of wish we could repeal this, but this is now on cooldown, so I can't do that right now. I might change the border stuff at some point, but it's not really a big deal. If we went to per capita right now, it would still be a loss, so we're not going to look to do that. Okay, what we need to do is we need to go back to building some government stuff. Of course, it's going to consume more paper, but so be it. Government administration, place where we can do taxes. We need another 1,000. We need 65 versus 10. That's 8, which is going to be close. We need 9. Math is hard. Oh, wait, hold on. I was having what I was thinking. 10 is 650, so we need... Let's do 15 for now. 650 plus 325 is 920. So it's still going to be slightly short, but darned close. Something like that. And we'll adjust when we get there. Yeah, finish the paper mills, why not? But then slowly build government administrations to fill in this gap. Taking a little bit away from the private industry, but so be it. I don't think I'm paying much on subsidies. I might 3K, yeah, to make sure the railways work. That's fine. Although, speaking of railways, I should make sure to check the infrastructure. Okay, it's not bad, but I'm going to go ahead and alt-click one at each of these just to make sure there's no market access penalties, because they are highly problematic. Momentum for the agrarians. Again, they can cause issues for us, but... You know what? We'll say no. The scholars, I think, are already naturally in their way down. Kind of want to keep the industrialists up. Well, I say that. It's like, because I'm thinking, oh, passing the school bill, but we don't need to do that. It has been done. I don't like our financial situation. Momentum... Paper mill throughput? Oh, hell yes. Oh, hell yes. Oh, look at this. It's a 30k difference by bringing down the price of paper. Huge. I mean, it's bouncing around a little bit. I really do wish we could import a bunch. It'd be nice if the industrialists really built a lot of paperworks. Free government reform. No, let's leave this. I'm fine with this. Railways are taking away. The thing is, we didn't have that much of a deficiency over here. It might have been fine. But I don't know. The other way we can probably raise the standard of living a bunch is now that we don't have to worry about the corn laws and we can bring the grain prices down, we can build a lot of grain farms. The rice farms in particular. We know it hires a ton of people and it builds very quickly, so it should dramatically generate a ton of employment for us. But from a federal point of view, really, right now, we do have to worry about the government administration because we need to get this gone because this tax waste is bad. I mean, it's only represent 3.4%, but let's fix it anyway. And actually, we'd like an excess because what we want to do is we want to go to level 2 for the education. We want to like pump this up like crazy. We are out of the 20% literacy rate, so we've burned off one of our malices over here for earning recognition, but it's clearly not moving up yet. Man, making the move to the steel industry. That's the other thing. I would like to be overproducing steel in preparation, and glass, which actually I should pin here. There we go. In preparation for the steel frame buildings. I'm going to say decline. We're not interested in investing in other nations. We're not playing that kind of game. And do a run as like Portugal or the Netherlands, maybe. Those would be good candidates for that sort of gameplay. Then we do colonization again, which is quite fun. Corporate charters. Oh, another company. State construction efficiency. And it's based on steel, which we're going to do more of and is going to be super profitable. Yep. Ching steel it is. Build more things more faster. There we go. We've cut this down a fair bit. And right now, if we did stop construction, we would be positive money. And I might pre-build some steel things. And I'm wondering, like, I think the paper ones really will pay off to make. That might be the thing to do here. Yeah, we're still well above the cap on literacy, so I guess we won't build more universities right now, especially since they would increase the cost of paper. And overall would cost the government some things. I don't think universities are profitable. I think we are always like having to spend money to maintain that. I mean, obviously there's a payoff in education. Chemical bleaching. Oh yeah. Okay, that's the next mode for the paper mills. Okay. Let's just finish this queue. And then we're going to try to now enable that next mode for the paper mill. In fact, I might be able to start immediately. Paper, right over here. So, I mean, if I just looked at it as a whole, what are we looking at here? Oh, we actually use less sulfur, but it's the dye part. Just do that. Okay, so far, it's not breaking our dye economy as far as we can tell. I mean, it's getting more expensive. Although, yeah, see, all these look like they're profitable. Missing engineers. Yeah, they'll come. Oh, no, there we go. We've switched everything over here. And our money is in a much better place all of a sudden. And yeah, that didn't collapse in around us. Well, these need dyes and lead. That's finishing. That's looking good. So yeah, actually the steel surplus is looking better. Yeah, all the tooling workshops are on steel tools. You're all on Bessemer, which is nice. We could move the ships over. Oh, I would like this. And you know what? Since my trains aren't doing transport, I'm going to do this as well. I think that's going to be fairly nice. Now, these shipyards, I mean, we have to change a bunch of things simultaneously, but it might be worth it. Right, so let's say I want to go all the way up over here. Much, much, much more lead. And we're running a positive right now because we're not constructing. This is done. I mean, they might do more lead, but... oh, hold on. No, let's... Okay, we're very close to the steel thing. Let's manually set up any profitable steel industry now. There you go. All those. Try to pre-build as many as we can. It'd be great if we could, like, direct the capitalists, the aristocrats at this point, and say, by the way, there's about to be a huge demand for steel. Invest, invest, invest. But there's no way to do that. click on this specifically. Yeah, I think we'll probably end up like seeing about building some farms. Actually, again, groceries are a great way to make money. And the thing is, groceries will consume grain, but people will eat the groceries, and I think it's a more efficient thing. So I think overall, you're increasing your effective food supply with more groceries in a food industry. Like that. Break even while constructing. Positive all of a sudden while constructing. I'm not going to create any new construction sectors right now because the expenses might go a little bit bonkers with that. Oh, as I say, I could build more glass as well because we're likely going to need it, but let's just focus on finishing the steel first. Since we don't actually have a surplus of steel yet. We have a little, clearly must have a surplus of glass. All right, it's back to negative as it fluctuates around. Welfare payments have actually grown, which is not ideal. Oh, and then the other thing I can do, well, let's guide ourselves through the transition to steel construction. Then the other thing is going to be to build more government administration so that we can get to the next level of the education, which is going to be very important and maybe more important. I don't know. I think going to the steel industry is going to be great because it's going to give another kick in the pants of the industrialists here. Like their investment pool is still growing because they don't actually have enough construction to eat all of it. We'll say yes to the trade agreement. That's fine. Could go parliamentary republic is interesting. They'll figure it out. The can opener thing. We're not paying for that. That's ridiculous. Nearly there. 7 months left. Yeah. Pre-building the steel ahead of time. Now, not all these might be hiring because they might not be quite as profitable. And it's possible that the requirements for iron and coal are going to go up with these. But it's probably okay. We might need to go and build a little bit more coal. But presumably this is currently okay. And yeah, if they're not fully hired and then there's more demand for coal, it'll probably balance out. I don't think I have to pre-build it the same way I'm pre-building the steel. So since this is nearly done... Oh, I was going to say, we don't need to build more glassworks. We just need to have this work over here. So what I should do is build some more lead mines, although none of these think they're profitable. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and, you know what, we're just going to send you right to crystal glass. And then you'll immediately complain probably about lead. There you go, now these are super profitable. Start those. Let me get one at the top immediately. Honestly, the steel actually can wait a beat in comparison. There you go. Because yeah, the demand for glass is about to skyrocket. And we don't have to build glassworks for it. We just have to get the modes fixed up. In fact, if the private investments over here are building a bunch of glassworks, they might be overbuilding it right now because they don't realize what the need is about to do. And yeah, I expect our standard living will improve if we do some more farms. Okay, steel frame buildings. So if I were to just do this, you also need explosives. Okay, and more tools. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with Shang-Chi over here. I'm going to set it over this way because it's got some local production of things and it's going to be okay. So yeah, a little bit of demand for glass, a little bit of demand for steel as well. Mostly okay. Oh, journal entry. Right, research Zeppelins. Maybe. Oh, we do need to start a research with that in mind. All right. So that was us skipping ahead to a tier 3 tech. And I think that was a good thing. I'm a little bit worried about our military situation. And I'm wondering if it might be worth grabbing that. Maybe unlocking the skirmish units. Or we get the open hearth process, actually. Hang on. 12.5. Do we have... No, that's just the air cost. Okay. If we do this, then we don't have to build more steel industry. Yeah. Don't really care about either one of those. Okay, yeah. We are building a few more steel mines. That's fine. Sichuan Political Union. Parliamentary Republic. I mean, we might be in favor of that. It is certainly getting a lot of things. We might go quite liberal China here. We're talking about maybe doing communist thing, and at some point we're going to do a communist nation. But, I don't know. Oh, proportional taxation. People want it. The problem with that is I think we're going to lose money. we're going to lose a lot of money with that. There's just not enough individual wealth. We have to be taxing the land. That is going to be maybe a problem here as they generate more and more unrest. Let's do more paper throughput. That saved us money before, and it probably still will again. I think we can just take the authority hit here. I might have just refreshed the paper thing, actually, that was there before. Support independence. I don't think I'm in a position to want to do that right now. Sorry. We are going to want to go to war against a major nation, which will probably be Russia because they're there. But we have to... we're going to have to wait a little bit more. Lead price goes up. I'm not showing a shortage of lead right now. Yeah, that probably will do it. Oh yeah, profits are going down. Working those steel mills. I think what we're going to do is manually build some more lead mines. Yep. Let me go with that. It's going to get to the point where it thinks they're not going to be profitable. So if they don't know there's going to be a bunch more demand. Embargo against... You know, I'm going to say no for now. Proportional taxation. We could remove support but increase radicalism. I don't know. They can have very high support. You don't understand, you guys. We need to be way richer before we can do that. Also, I really want to be building government administration first. Oh my god, we urbanized. Alright, you know what? We'll take the loyalists for now. I think we're going to get a lot more radicals in the near future. Okay, this is still looking good. I think that means... You know what? Do we just want to go... Let's just do one more. You know what? Let's just try. If I do this, as long as we don't end up with an actual shortage... The price of iron just dropped because we're not using raw iron. But on the flip side, our steel mills are going to be heckin' productive. We're waiting for this next mode to kick in. I guess I could have waited for that, but I'm not hating on this right now. And the glass industry problem is theoretically going to fix itself as we deal with the lead issue, which is being dealt with. Okay. I can just center everything. You know what? There you go. Everything goes there. And... stay in the middle over here, because we need a fair amount of actual glass. Glass is now perfectly break even. Good. And lead is very expensive, but not an actual shortage anywhere. So we'll finish building these lead mines manually. Then the private funding might go and take over. We've got the barest oversupply of bureaucracy, which is currently going down. So I think we're going back to constructing government things. And if we can get about a 4K surplus, 4.2K surplus, we can get to the next level of education, which is going to be massively important. And this is our real job over here. Let me tell you what. I'll sort by job seekers. Oh, wait, this isn't a university. I was going to say, and then build them where they don't have it. It's not the case. So really, it's like sort by lowest upkeep and then build in places that don't have enough taxes. But the upkeep is actually kind of all the same. So maybe I'll just sort by tax efficiency. And I mean, whether or not we spread it around doesn't really matter. Capped at 30 for efficiency. Although again, I think people have said you can go to 31 because of the way it counts, but... And I mean, I think the buildings above the cap just still get the basic efficiency bonus, just the efficiency doesn't get better. Still, we'll bring a bunch of places up to 30. I don't know... Well, I guess we're building about 50 things here. At... Bureaucracy 65... Okay, so we actually are going to need more than this. But, this is a good start. So, hopefully these kind of sort of break even in operation. I mean, we'll be spending money on the construction, but hopefully the tax dollars they bring in are going to kind of break even with the cost to run them, which may or may not be the case depending on paper. Right now, the paper is good, but at some point we're going to lose the paper throughput bonus. So we may actually have to manually see about building some extra paper industries. We're going to do this, and yeah, if we can get to 4.2K and a tiny bit, we'll be able to move to the level 2 of education, which is definitely going to be desirable. Yeah, we're definitely not getting Zeppelins. because I think that's another tier 3 tech, if not a tier 4 tech, and we're not beelining another one of those right now. That would be awful. All right, literacy up to 23%. That's a nice line. You can see where we went and enacted public schools. It's great. GDP is still number 1 overall, which is always going to be the case. The problem is always the per capita, and then the standard living is also pretty low, but theoretically being helped by the welfare. All right. I mean, I guess we made it through there just fine. And yeah, if I'm not constructing, we make money right now, but the construction I'm doing is very good and very handy. And yeah, the steel production is fantastic. And we should actually see our GDP go up faster and faster over here because we're getting new industry buildings being built much faster. I'm not contributing to it with my government spending right now, but because we have laissez-faire, and there's always people who are like, why do you pronounce it that way? Because, I don't know, Northern Ontario French. That's the way I say it. Well, fish price is not great. We could import some. Ooh, some nice productivity over there from the Portuguese market. Let's bring in a little bit of that. Rather than build it necessarily, unless there starts to be a huge deficit, or if it's hurting our government expenditures, that's going to be the plan. Okay, we're about to get our new steel tech, which is going to be nice. Right now, the steel, it's not insanely expensive, but it's going to be nice. There we go. Open hearth process. So if we do this, I think the amount, yeah, the coal stays the same. It's just turning more iron into more steel. So the iron demand will go up, but it was pretty cheap. The steel demand will go down. Overall, this is going to be wonderful. What are we looking for next? Actually, we might want to encourage the reinforced concrete just for slightly more construction throughput. Actually, yeah, and it's very close to being done. We get the benefit very quickly. That seems like the way to go. Okay, this seems like a good place for us to put in a cut. Financially, we're doing great. We're getting ourselves ready to get the next level of education. We're still a million miles away from recognition, and I don't know how we're going to get it necessarily. Let's do a little tour of the world and see what's what. Are you guys at peace? Oh, yeah. It seems to happen a lot. The United States never really, like, resolves their civil war. Is this a civil war? Are you independent? Wow. Okay. Feels like a big Egypt. Austria-Hungary is... Oh, I was going to say, why are they not, like, white? But that's Austria's white. Austria-Hungary, I guess, is this sort of... puce? I'm going to go with puce color. It doesn't seem... Prussia over here. Let's say it doesn't seem like there's too much craziness going on anywhere. Yeah. But yeah, overall, like, here's the thing. So rank-wise, we are pinned where we are. We can't go anymore because we're unrecognized. If we were getting a realistic representation of where we were, we would be right here. We would be number 2. Obviously, Great Britain far ahead. But we have 10 times their population, basically. We already have double their GDP. Our individual people aren't very wealthy, and this has been kind of, there was an uptick, I think, when we passed the welfare right over here, and it sort of went down just a tiny bit. But in theory, we're building so many more industry, many more of our people are going to be getting hired and getting good stuff. I mean, the country's GDP as a whole is going to go up, which I guess is it. Like, yeah, it's just GDP as a whole goes up, then it gets divided per capita, and then that's that. I suppose whether it's going to like our 1% or to the 99% doesn't matter in terms of this stat. But for a healthier economy, we'd want it to be spread out. We want to get people out of the subsistence farming and into literally anything else. And again, the regular farms build quickly, hire a lot of people, and might be a great way to boost that up. And in theory, potentially bring a lot of our welfare payments down. Because I don't know if the welfare, I think it is there to meet the minimum wage. So people doing subsistence farming and things might be benefiting from it. It's not just like unemployment payment or anything like that. So in theory, that helps. But in any case, increase in GDP, increase the amount of taxes we collect. I would be very happy if we could indeed get to the point, oh, is there not a push for the other taxation anymore? Well, that's interesting. Let's say I would be very happy if we got to the point where we could go to a different taxation system. Because if we were making money off a different taxation system, I think it would be indicative that we've got a little bit more balance in our economy. Fewer people on subsistence stuff. But yeah, one step, presumably, might be education. And I can't click this button right now. I need to have enough. I need to have the 1488 bureaucracy to even hit this button. So we can't click it and then go into the negative. We've got to have it ahead of time, which is a little bit annoying because in a sense, it's not giving us much. Again, the taxation base in these provinces, but I don't think we come out ahead on that. I think it's fine, and I don't actually know the math, and it's super dependent on what wages we're paying versus the price of paper versus all these different things all put together, right? And right now the paper cost is okay, but we are getting that 20%, maybe even twice 20% throughput on paper. So at some point that's going to go up again. But again, hopefully the private industry does it. And if we need to go and build a few ourselves, so be it. Are my paper mills? They're all on the latest version, yep. And so is the glass and all the steel mills. Yeah, I'm really happy that we did the beeline to the, ooh, hello, covered market. To the steel construction. This might be okay. Oh, arts industry. Let's go to realist art. I'm going to eat more paper, but that's okay. And so traditional patronage, academics, lots of clerks, laborers. Moves from clerks to academics. Oh, and even more so. I think this is fine. Although you'll lose some of your profitability. I do like the idea of making more academics, though. I think it's fine to do that. And yeah, we got all our manor houses over here in our financial districts, which are owning lots of other buildings along the way. What do we need to change the oversight to bureaucratic? State atheism. The only way to not have clergy overlook these places? That's interesting. We have no artillery foundry. We have no artillery. We've been making do without a military, which of course is very helpful economically to not have to stress about that. Are we taking too many risks? I don't know. We'll find out next time. I'm hesitating to end this video because this is my last recording for the day. In fact, I'm going to be out of town for a couple of days, so I won't get to record again, and that makes me sad. But in theory, I've got enough pre-recorded that hopefully there'll be another one of these tomorrow from y'all's point of view. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.